it is Tanya, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another speed build. Today I am back building a community lot, and we are building a restaurant or a diner on a train. So this has been an idea that I've had for a very, very long time. It's based on a couple of different places I've been in real life, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But I decided finally, you know what, let's go ahead and do it. Let's make this tiny little restaurant on a parked train. And I believe we placed this down in the community lot section of Willow Creek. If you guys would like to download it, it is available in the Sims 4 gallery if you search Gryphi or the hashtag MsGryphi. So this build might be familiar to some of you guys if you follow me over on Twitch, because I did start this over my Twitch channel last weekend, I believe. I ended up finishing it off camera, and I actually had to rebuild the outside. So my computer is dying, so that's fun. It's been impacting my ability to make videos and stream a little bit lately. But I just ordered all of the parts I want to do a custom PC build, so I'll probably be doing that this weekend, so wish me luck on that. But I had to rebuild the exterior of this train so I could turn this into a speed build, because I really want to be able to turn not all of them, but a majority of my Twitch streams into speed builds as well for anyone that can't make it to the streams. But in addition to that, I also upload the full stream playbacks on my second channel, MsGryphi. That is linked down below this video, like the exterior and main dining cart of this train I uploaded, or like I built on that stream, and that got uploaded yesterday. So I'll have that link down below if you'd like to watch the stream portion of this build. Anyway, I did split this train into 3 different cars. The one in the front is an office space and kitchen. The one in the middle is the dining car. And then the one in the back is the bathrooms. So I thought that was a pretty good way to split it up. Of course, you don't necessarily need an office, but I thought realistically, whoever owns this place, there might be an office to keep track of business stuff. You could also convert that into like a bedroom or something if you'd like, if you want to run and operate this restaurant and sleep here, because it's kind of a hassle when you're owning restaurants or stores or anything with get to work or dine out, and your sim is exhausted and you feel like you didn't get much done because of the way the system works. So I know in the past when I have run retail stores or restaurants, I'll have my sim stay there. So that room could easily just have a single bed in there and you'll be fine. I don't think it'll fit a double bed, but I'm not entirely sure. It is on a diagonal, so it's a funky shape. But I think, you know, you should be fine. Even if you have 2 sims that work here and they take shifts on who gets to sleep. Also, there's space on the back of this lot a little bit later. I put a giant tree. You could totally get rid of that and put down a little house, like a tiny house or something back there. And that would work fine if you do want to stay on this lot while you're working there. Anyway, we are working on a parking lot area now. I have quite a few parking spots here, like more than you would need. But I also made sure to put dining out back outside so that if you don't want to eat inside, you can eat outside. I did playtest this restaurant. Everything seems to be functioning as well as they can, because dine out is really buggy. But as far as like making sure everything actually worked based on where it's located, it all did, which was good. Except, you know, there's a lot of people just hanging out in the kitchen. I'm like, you do not work here. Why are you making out in the kitchen? This is not okay. Who do you think you are? Like, don't hold up that mistletoe. Get out of here. Like, you know. But anyway, this is the main train car. Like I said, the first part of this, up until when we finish the interior of this car, was on a stream, and so I had to rebuild it because it didn't record properly like I wanted it to, because my computer is a mess right now. So these parts are coming together quicker than they actually did when I was building them, because I was just building it back based on screenshots at this point. But I love how this car came out. I think it looks so cute. I loved adding those shelves up top to go ahead and put a bunch of luggage and stuff on. I just thought it looked so realistic and cozy. And like I mentioned, this is strongly based on places I've been, and the exterior is very much not modeled after it. And like, I didn't copy an exact interior, but it's very inspired by the Railway Cafe, which is like a little diner cafe in Somerset, Massachusetts. I've been there so many times, and I really like their food. I really like the atmosphere. It's just a really cute little train, and they have fake luggage up on shelves and stuff. The interior isn't like this, like they don't have these giant green booths or the types of tables that are in here or anything, but I did get a lot of inspiration from that, and that's actually why I had wrote this down probably like 6 or 7 months ago that I wanted to build this, but I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. And my boyfriend actually brought up this cafe recently because it's been a very, very long time since we've been there. And I was like, oh, I missed that. I really want to build that. And then I also saw James Turner just uploaded a tiny house on a train recently. And I was like, you know what? Everything's pointing at the direction that I need to build a diner on a train. Let's do this. So I finally did it. So I hope you guys like it. We're adding a bunch of the luggage up top now, a mixture of end tables and coffee tables, toy boxes. There's so many items that can be used that kind of look like luggage, and I really enjoyed that. I also added some plants up top, and then we are adding these curtains right below the shelves all the way across. Got some lighting in here as well. I don't know, this one was just so much fun. I felt like I was making a realistic looking interior, and there's just something so satisfying about doing that because I've tried doing like buses before and they never work. Here we're placing some wheels, but I did get rid of them in the end because I didn't like how they looked. Also, they kept disappearing. So I decided since this had been parked here for a long time, it was okay if it didn't have wheels anymore because it's just sitting there. It doesn't need its wheels. So that's what I went with. If that bothers you, you could always add some wheels back on. But I decided against the wheels in the end. But we're working on some more parking spots here, and we're going to have some more on the other side of the walkway as well a little bit later on. I have a few other speed builds in the works right now. They're all not community lots, and the reason I mention that is because I wanted to ask you guys for some suggestions on some community lots you guys would like to see because I had so much fun with this build. I tend to put off community lots because I'm usually not as inspired. It's harder to like get them done for me, but this one was just, there's something about it. It might be just because I've seen these in real life and I was inspired by that, but this was awesome and I can't wait to do some more community lots. So if you guys have any ideas in particular, please leave those down below. But I just kind of talked over making a little bike rack in the front of the build, and I love how that came out. I think it worked out pretty well. Those are both debug items that I combined from Get Together. So I think that worked out pretty nicely. But over here, we are adding a little truck that's probably bringing deliveries to the kitchen, and my cat has joined me on my desk, and so you might hear him. He's being a little something right now. He's being a little frustrating. Could you not do that? Thank you. Anyway, we're still working on the walkways, getting a little bit of landscaping here in the front of the parking lot. I'm trying to make it look like a mixture of, this is obviously a business, but there's also some greenery around. So hopefully that came across. I really like this area of Willow Creek. It's obviously for community lots, and since I never build community lots, I never build here. So that was definitely a refreshing change of pace to be over in this area of this world. Honestly, I had so much fun with debug in this build because I was able to make that bike rack and also these little parking stoppers. I don't know if that's what they're called, but they go in parking spots. I have them all over this lot. I think they look so nice. Those are a debug item that came with Strangerville, and I love debug. There's something about it. It really worked out for a lot of the greenery on this lot, as well as just like little items to make it a little bit more realistic. I tend to use a lot of debug on community lots and base game houses because I need the variety, and the things we got in that section of the catalog, debug and show live edit objects, are just absolutely amazing that we have so many more items at our disposal. And I know we've had those forever now, but I'm still not over it. I feel like I'm always finding new things and thinking of new ideas. That's kind of how some of my builds come to be. So obviously the bike rack in this one, or a few weeks ago when I built that flying, floating castle in the clouds, I was like, this snow pile looks like a cloud, and voila. I really enjoy going through that menu and coming up with ideas from it. There's some really neat stuff in there. But we're trying to add some ivy to the outside of the bathroom car because, I wanted to put a window on it so it didn't look so blank, but I didn't really want a window going into the bathroom, so I had to figure out something. But we are adding a bunch of these toddler lights out back. I think they look super cute. I was really excited about that. And now we are adding just a little bump out on the top of this train. I felt like it looked a little bit too blank, and I wanted a place to put another one of the yellow signs that I have over on the kitchen cart. So we're going to be adding some plants up there, and then another one of those signs up there as well. So we have the branding for this restaurant in a couple of different places since there are 3 cars. So yeah, this is the bathroom. It's very simple. We're just adding toilet paper and like a mirror and stuff in here. I didn't go too overboard. I did want to add some windows up at the top of the stalls. I just thought that made some sense and made the outside a little bit less boring. But I kept it pretty simple in here. I didn't think it would be overly decorated. I made it a little bit run down, so I have that little crack behind the soap dispenser. Then we're just adding a mirror in here. I think we add one little plant and a trash can, maybe a rug, and I think that's absolutely it. Because I just really don't think this room would be that decorated. Of course, some blinds as well. I debated on even putting the window, so it's in there. We got to cover it. Otherwise, that could be an issue. But now we're adding some plants to the tables on the inside of the restaurant. I do change them to a more pale blue, and then we're adding some more decorations. We skip around a lot in this build. I mean, there's nothing new there. I skip around in my builds quite a bit. But this is the kitchen space. I do have 2 of the chef stations, and then I added everything you would need for a regular fully functional kitchen. So that way, if you are working here and you just want to whip yourself up something to eat, you have that option. And it just offers more flexibility, I think. So made sure to do that. And we're just adding some decorations and some windows. And this room, once again, is very simple because I didn't want it to be overly cluttered and messy and stuff because, you know, fires are a thing in the game. So I wanted it to make more sense and be a little bit more put together. So that's what I ended up going with in the end. Excuse the camera popping up and down. It's because we're technically on the 2nd level. But now we are back in the office at the back of the build, right behind the kitchen. And I like how this room came out. It feels cluttered, but not too personalized. It has just a lot of like restaurant stuff in it. We have shelves of extra like food. You know, it's like where we store things. I feel like I probably should have added maybe, I don't know, maybe like a giant walk-in freezer type situation in this build, but it's a very small build, so I didn't add that in the end. So, you know, it all goes in that little fridge in the kitchen, I imagine. But, you know, that's just how it is. It doesn't have to be super realistic to real life. It does function in the game, and I really like how it came out. So I hope you guys do like it too. We're just adding some more decorations in here. We have the filing cabinets. We have obviously the desk. We're going to add some more shelving in here to add some more clutter on. I think I used this one. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. We're just finishing up this office and then we'll be going on into screenshots. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. But yeah, just finishing up the landscaping here. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.